It's 5 past 5. Here we go. It's Saka and Emma Smith Rowe. Yes. Good afternoon, early evening, whatever it is. It's just a good day. Arsenal 2, Brentford 1. We got my guy James with me for the third time this week. We're like the Smith and Saka of this thing at the moment, bruv. What are you
Yeah,
saying?
bro. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm chilled. I thought
Good.
we had a good game. How are you?
Yeah, I'm happy, man. Like, very comfortable watching it. Very comfortable. I think the team played really well, performed really well. So let's get into it. Like, first thoughts, sort of see the team sheet. Obviously, the only real discussion points we had before in the preview was Tomiyasu and Cedric. Obviously, Tomiyasu was on the bench, so he's back, but obviously not fit enough to start. And then it was, would it be Smith Rowe or Pepe instead of
Mm,
Martinelli? So when you saw the 11,
yeah.
was you shocked, or was that's what you was kind of expecting?
Nah, I'm glad we went with Cedric. We've done it too many times. I feel like with Arteta, Thomas Partey, the way he played Thomas Partey against Spurs last season, and where he played Tomiyasu in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Like, I get it if it's the semi-finals, but I mean this in the utmost respect to Brentford. It's Brentford, and I know we lost to them in the first game, but we should be winning easily, and we did.
Yeah.
Apart from obviously the scrappy, we'll go into it. The scrappy last minute goal, but yeah, I had no quarrels with it, and I think Smith Rowe's given him a bit of a selection headache, to be honest, because he played really well today.
Definitely. And to touch on that, I agree with you. I think the starting 11 picked itself, really and honestly. And I think to the man, even Cedric, I think Cedric had a really good game again today. Yes, a couple of
Yeah,
passes to stop you, but there's one stage at 1-0, he's intercepted one ball at the back post, 2v1 overload, and he read it really well, nicked it, and I mean, he overlapped and he was fully involved. So yeah, credit to him as well. Very decent performance. So yeah, for yourself, that performance there, was that one of the better halves you've seen this season? I know we didn't score in the
mm-hmm.
first half, but 80% possession, 12 shots. I don't think anything was really like glaring chances, but we were just couldn't get out. They could not get out, could
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's one of the best. I'd say I liked what I saw. I liked how we were confining them into their own area. They couldn't escape the 18-yard box, and we had total control for about 45 minutes. What I didn't like
Mm,
is how we were creating chances, and I think we did a lot better in the second half as actually playing to our team's strengths. Because you would have seen, I even put it in the WhatsApp group. Our chances came from crosses, and they weren't even clear cut. And we are
no.
not winning headers in the box, right? That's not what we have as a team. That's why we're missing a number 9 at the
Mm,
moment. So, at, as like the total control aspect, yes, I felt we were really impressive, and they didn't really pose a threat at all for 45 minutes. But again, a lot of the control came from just having it along the back and playing it out and then crossing it and then just winning the ball back again. So yeah, it was good. It was good. I just wish we would have mixed it up a bit more in the first half and gone a bit more like straight through the middle instead of coming in from the
yeah,
outside. But yeah, I thought we did good and sustained pressure.
yeah, I agree. I do agree. As you said, it was very much half chances, wasn't it, first half? But I think it was good the fact we just played on the front foot. I think one thing was noticeable for me in the second half, and in the first half, he started high once or twice, and it made a big difference. But Xhaka's starting position,
Mhm.
there was one chance in the first half where he should have had an assist. Lacazette just strayed offside, and he's just higher. And in the second half, again, I think he played just a little bit higher. Like he even made the box a few times. There was one ball that came in where the guy jumped all over his back, and another day you almost might nick a penalty. I think games like that where we're dominating possession, they only played with one striker. They play five at the back. I do want to see more attacking intent from one of the centre midfielders, whether it be Partey or Xhaka, just to make a run off the ball, open up more space, play on the front foot. But in all, it took a bit of magic from Smith Rowe. And again, it was just playing fast, wasn't it, through the lines, like not waiting for them to reset and kind of going from left to right. We nicked the ball in a good area. I think it bounced to Lacazette, he then span on it. And again, he could have played a square pass, I think, to Xhaka, but instead he kind of made a bit more of a difficult pass, but get it to Smith Rowe early, who's then one-on-one. And in them positions there, them Haaland boys, they're very hard to stop, aren't they? So what's your thoughts on the finish? Obviously, Smith Rowe had to wait his time to get back in the starting 11. And what do you think this does for Martinelli going into the Wolves game? Does that now put Martinelli back on the bench?
Nah, for me, it doesn't. I like, again, I was up for Smith Rowe playing, even though I said I'd like to see Pepe start because he's a bit direct. But it was good to see Smith Rowe play because I feel like we have a little bit of like difference in the team when we have Martinelli playing and when we have Smith Rowe playing. I feel like when we have Smith Rowe playing, we're a bit more total ball control side. We retain it better. Smith Rowe just interlinks well. Like amazing first touch, like quick passes, and he's a really good ball carrier. Like he's really elite at taking the ball from, I don't know, the halfway line and then actually carrying it into the box. Whereas Martinelli's more dynamic on the left and he's a bit more direct, as in short bursts. So for me, I'd start Martinelli because I want to see a bit more directness against Wolves because I feel like they have a bit of better defense than Brentford do. But it's good that we actually have now. And this is why everyone's clamoring for a winger, and I am as well. But for me, I prefer Smith Rowe on the left, just because he has a bit more of a floating role. Because I don't think he's creative as Odegaard. I know we have two number 10s in a sense in Odegaard and Smith Rowe, but you see how everything goes through Odegaard in the play, whereas Smith Rowe is the dynamic presence. He's strong, he's powerful, he runs really quickly, and when he gets an opportunity, he has a pretty high goal conversion, if I'm not wrong. I don't have the statistics to back me up, but in terms of overperforming numbers, like he has improved a lot on his finishing compared to last season. So
definitely.
It's a good selection headache to have, but I'd stick with Martinelli.
Yeah, I like what you said about Smith Rowe's finishing. He just makes it look easy. Like he doesn't. It seems he's not overhitting things. Sometimes when you try and score, you try so hard to put it right in that corner or hit it with a bit more power to make sure you beat the keeper. A lot of his goals, he hasn't really overhit. He's just literally caressed it into the areas. And yeah, he's finishing. And again, what you're saying about his dynamicness, again, getting people one-on-one, he just glides past you. And again, I think when them areas where it's wider, there's less pressure out there. There's not 2 or 3 bodies around you. So it definitely works for him out there. We've seen him in the 10 a few times in the last few weeks. And when Odegaard was playing centre mid, and for me, it didn't really work. I do see him long term maybe ending up in the 10, but at this moment, I think everything he's producing on that left side, he's done it all season. Like for me, yeah, he stays out there. The Martinelli Smith Rowe debate, I'm not going to have that until the preview show because I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. But let's get into someone I think had a good game. Odegaard, how do you rate his performance today? I think he was outstanding.
Yeah, I thought Odegaard was really, really, really good today. Again, this is why I prefer, and I say Smith Rowe. I don't know. I'm starting to think, and I even said this in the chat, I reckon Smith Rowe is more of a left midfielder and an 8 rather than he is a 10, just simply because of the player profile that he is. Yes, he's good at passing, but he's not like top level like KDB. Like a classic, not like a classic 10 because everyone says there's no number 10 anymore. But I'm talking like 10s within the passing ability of an Odegaard or a Kevin De Bruyne, like those people that just unlock defenses with their passing range and their influence. And you've seen how important Odegaard is.
No one else sees, yeah,
exactly. And I don't think for me, Smith Rowe isn't that player, and that's why I like him on the left. But Odegaard is something different in the terms of how the team just gives him the ball and he just links everything. Like I watched for about 65 minutes today. Odegaard was one touch, bang, and he moves, gets the ball back. One touch, goes again and gets the ball back. Like this guy is so important to how we play, and it's magic how he is. It's very rare that you see a player that can see the game like he does. You've seen, I don't know, Mesut Ozil, Bergkamp, like these types of players that have played for our club before. Again, I'm not putting him on that level yet because he has a long way to go, but just the raw talent that he has for what he sees in front of him is nuts. And yeah, I thought he had a really, really good game.
I agree with you. And that stand-up moment, that dummy.
Oh,
he just,
man, onto Saka.
he
He was
sold,
like,
he sold everybody. Yeah, he sold the whole lot. But yeah, now I think he was really good today. Again, involved in everything, linking up things. What I liked is sometimes when there wasn't an option on for him, he held the ball, got out of a little area, and then just kept it moving. Like, do you know what I mean? He just took a lot of pressure off sometimes some of the other players. But yeah, definitely good performance. Right, let's get to some comments before we move on. So this one I'm going to put up, but I don't know what you're trying to say. Taking a piss, 12 points on FGL gone.
I think he's on about the goal that we conceded.
Okay. But he said he's kidding. Decent performance and good that we capitalised on the top four mishaps. So yeah, West Ham, if you don't know, West Ham dropped points today. They got a draw against Newcastle. So that puts us level on points with West Ham, I believe, and we've got 3 games. Yeah, we've 3 games in hand on them, and we're joint on points with them, and we're 1 point behind United with 2 games in hand. Obviously, I think they play again tomorrow. I don't know who they've got, but
yeah.
And then I think Spurs are playing tonight against Man City, and if Spurs lose, they're 6 points behind us on the same amount of games. So yeah, this win is quite important just to put us in a good position. Again, we've spoke about the games in hand. They're going to be against Tottenham, Liverpool, and Chelsea. So if we can get ourselves in a good position without them games in hand being played, it then helps if we, only get 4 out of the 9. That sets us in good stead. So this was an important game to go and win. Number 34 was above average today. Absolutely groundbreaking news. I'm going to call his name Granit Xhaka. We're going to talk about him in a bit as well. But I think he was really good again today. I liked when he played a bit higher, but he won back a lot of possession. Like when they tried to break, he was the one. Obviously, Tierney kind of releases and Xhaka sits in that pocket, and he won so many passes, interceptions. So and kept us on the front foot. So yeah, for me, very good game today. And we will go back to Xhaka in a minute. We're going to get through the comments first. More options in those attacking roles, the better. So if you look at today, I think Pepe come on and look lively. And Arteta, did you see Arteta's part of his interview?
Yeah.
When he was speaking about Pepe, saying he looked happier, hungrier, like he looked like he wants to be there again. And I think that stands him in good stead. And from what he showed today, he looked like, again, that's the kind of game what you like to see Pepe in, isn't it? Where he can get at you, be direct. That's that trickery he has in them areas. Like he can unlock things as well. So yes, the striker department, we're not looking as strong as we would like, but that 3 behind Odegaard, Saka, Smith Rowe, Pepe, Martinelli, 5 out of that 3, that's quite tasty. So pretty happy with that. So big dogs are saying Martinelli up front. I'll let you take that one.
Not for me. I don't know. Everyone seems to think that Martinelli is a centre forward. I disagree. I think he's an inside winger. I really think he's that Marcus Rashford type of player that everyone says can play as a number 9, but thrives on the isolation of the wing against the right back. So for me, he does more on the channel than he does in the box. Yes, he's good aerially, and yes, he can break past defenders when we put a ball over the top, right? But we rarely put a ball over the top. It's normally crosses, and he gets himself in good position, I think. And I think he does his best work on an isolation 1v1. So for me, he's staying on the left as an inside forward.
Yeah, and again, Martinelli hasn't got the experience of Aubameyang up there, and Abba struggled to play as a striker in this Arsenal setup. So I understand, and in hindsight, he may go to another club and absolutely rip it up as a striker, but they might play a different system. So I always go back to Leicester. I think Vardy and Aubameyang are very similar players in how they play football. And you see the difference with the chances Vardy gets compared to the chances Aubameyang gets. And it's just down to system. Like Abba could go Leicester and score a hatful of goals just because he could play on the last shoulder, whereas Arsenal are very much involved in link-up, and that's what they want from the striker. And in terms of Lacazette, I don't think he had the greatest game, but if you then look at his contributions, heavily involved in both goals. I'm not going to say he gets an assist for the first, even though he will get an assist, because I think Smith Rowe has had so much to do to score it. It's kind of cheeky to say someone's got an assist for it, but he did play the pass. And the second goal, again, is him kind of being just physical with the striker, centre back, sorry, and forcing the ball into get into the area and again with the Odegaard chance that Odegaard missed, again he was the one that ruffled the centre back, leaned his body on and got
Yeah.
the ball down, gone to Odegaard. So as much as I get he's not scoring goals, it's those little contributions what Abba wasn't giving us, which makes a difference with Lacazette. If he could add goals to that, it'd be a problem for other teams. But again, you could take him out and put someone more clinical in there, but it might break down the play and the build up, and actually we might end up scoring less, even though that striker might score more. In isolation to Lacazette, as a collective, we may score less. So at the moment, it seems to be working. We're dominating the games, dominating the play, dominating the football. Not scoring as much as we want to, but I think in time that will come. I think the more confidence these boys start getting, we will start to see bigger score lines. But I'm definitely enjoying the way we're controlling games. As I said, we spoke about it before. When you watch United, when you watch Tottenham, De Gea, Lloris are making 15 saves a game. Like who did United play the other day? Brighton.
Yeah.
Brighton could have been 2-3-0 up in the first half if it weren't for De Gea. Whereas at the moment, when I'm showing Arsenal, I don't see teams really troubling us in that way. And Jason's kind of agreeing. He wants a big striker who's someone to link up play. He doesn't know how Martinelli will hold the ball up and how he drives forward. So yeah, kind of echoing what we said. And Big Dogs is in agreement. He's saying true, but we need goals. But again, if we can get goals from all areas, then it takes the pressure off Lacazette scoring.
Yeah.
And these two are going back and forth for a bit, so we're going to skip past this. At the end of the day, we do need a striker, and we all agree with that. And it looks like he'll be gone at the end of the season. Big Dogs, he's got to shoot, but have a great weekend. And we'll see you for the preview. There may be a breakdown this week if I can find some time. And obviously there'll be gunslingers, so I'm sure we'll be seeing you shortly. But another talking point from the game, I'm not too sure if you picked up on it. Lacazette comes off, obviously gives the armband to Nketiah to give out to Xhaka. Nketiah's gone straight for Xhaka. Xhaka hasn't looked his way. He then goes back to give it to him again a bit later, and Xhaka then says, I'm not taking it. And then the armband goes to Tierney. First of all, congratulations on Nketiah for your standing captaincy for all of about 2 minutes. You've done very well, my guy. Niger, that's going down in the books. Nketiah has represented Arsenal as a captain. But obviously, Tierney then took it after that, which I think is a lot of the fans' choice to be captain if Lacazette does leave end of the season. But more than that, what's your thoughts on Xhaka actually saying, I'm not going to take it?
I don't blame him.
Disrespect or class it as respect?
Nah, I honestly don't blame him. I don't see it as a sign of disrespect or respect. Look, if he's had the armband before and it was nasty, he's had it again since on sporadic periods of time, and the crowd hasn't been great towards it, and I felt like it's worn on his mind a little bit. So for me, if he doesn't want the armband, that's perfectly fine. If he doesn't, if he's made captain, okay, fine. I don't want it to happen, but I feel like it points more towards the future than it does disrespect to the club. In that being, we're seeing continual links to Roma again. Jose Mourinho obviously wants him still. So for me, it's more about a future aspect in this club than it is a captaincy role. And for me, that is indicating more on the side of he's leaving in the summer than more that I should be worried about the disrespect to the club. And that's the way I see it.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'm kind of in agreement with you because we've seen Xhaka take the armband this season. Obviously, whatever happened to him happened a while ago. We've seen him wear the armband on numerous occasions, so it was a bit of how comes he's not taking it today? Now, for me, was it a case of has there been a conversation in their management group of long term? Because again, they will know more about what's happening at the club than we know. So is it a case of has it been decided that Tierney is vice captain as such? But maybe Nketiah doesn't know this yet. So when he's come on, he's automatically maybe gone for Xhaka. Like I don't know if it's Arteta saying to him, give that to Xhaka. Again, it could have been Lacazette normally would give it to somebody before he goes off, but it's just gone in Nketiah's hand. So I don't know if there's been a conversation. Again, you don't know if it's a case of right, Xhaka knows maybe he's going, so actually I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, getting brought in. But again, like you said, it could be a case of actually, is every time I get it, there's some fans who has things to say. So actually, me not taking it is now just gets rid of the talking point. Again, because it's done on live TV, we're talking about it.
Yeah,
But I think after this, anytime Lacazette comes off now, I just automatically think that everyone knows that's going to Tierney next, and there's never a
yeah,
conversation about Xhaka
yeah,
wearing the armband again. And sometimes not having them conversations are a good thing, because if he wears the armband, automatically, a game like today, it probably doesn't matter. But if we get beaten, he's got the armband on, 50% of the fan base are going to be like, that's why Xhaka shouldn't be captain. And do you know what I mean? It just
yeah,
creates
yeah.
unnecessary talking points. So sometimes you just not take the easy option, but Tierney's here for the long term. Like, he's a natural leader. He's worn the armband for Celtic. He's probably worn it for Scotland at times. Like,
He
it's
is.
now just time to progress and move forward. So yeah, I'm not like, fair play to Xhaka. Again, maybe could have been done a different way. I'm not too sure. Maybe could have put it on and or took it and then maybe get to, I don't know, but it is what it is, and we move forward. Jason saying you think it was more a respectful thing from Xhaka, given his reputation with the fans and the armband. I think he realised we as fans don't want him wearing it. Let him focus on his game, and I think that's the best thing with Xhaka. Sometimes we need to just playing football. Like today, he's had a very good game, so let him just concentrate on that. No media talk, no in the press conferences, no armband. Just come out, play for 90 minutes, go home. Like, that's what we want to see. Um, and Jason saying he'll be honest, he wants Odegaard to get the armband next season. He does it international level and is clearly a leader on the pitch with us. Not to mention there's no injury rows for him either. Yeah, not a bad shout. Um, just in terms of today's performance, who would be your man in the match?
Probably Odegaard. I know he didn't get on the stats in terms of goals and assists, but I just felt like from start to finish, he led everything. Everything we did came through him. So for me, I thought he played wonderful. I thought he had a great game. So he'd be my man of the match.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement. Definitely for me, Odegaard. Very classy performance today. Very, very classy. And again, honourable shout out to Smith Rowe and Saka, because
Yeah.
actually we haven't even touched on Saka. That was a finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Like,
really good. Really,
take it out on
really.
your left foot at that angle. Very good finish. So yeah, it was nice to see him get back on the score sheet. Um, but yeah, in terms of back line, obviously we conceded a very late one. Didn't really impact the game too
Yeah.
much. Only had like 30 seconds to squeaky bum, but
Yeah.
it's a bit sloppy. Obviously caught on the second ball, but in terms of the performance over 90 minutes, or say let's say 93 minutes, how did you rate their performance as the back line?
Yeah, solid. There was the one chance that they had where they broke past the line. I think it was Damsgaard, maybe Damsgaard or somebody played that ball into the striker where it was behind Gabriel. I'm not familiar with the Brentford names or who it was, but that was the chance where he didn't get a great first touch and it bounced to Ramsdale. But apart from that, and obviously the sloppy goal we conceded, I thought we did fine. I don't
Yeah,
think they pressured us much. Again, our back line was pretty much on the halfway line for about 75% of the game. So I feel
yeah,
like that should tell you a lot about how our defense was challenged today. And it wasn't really. But something I like to pick up on, and it's, again, I love Ramsdale, and obviously you guys call me Ramsdale on the channel. But something I've started to pick up that I feel like if other people, what is it, notice is when he goes to close down a ball, he's not that great. Like, he normally goes in too early, or he makes his body shape, tries to make it big, but he goes in way too early. You'll see in the goal that they scored, right? If you watch it
yeah.
back, he committed way too early, and he's done
He
this a
tried to
few
read it,
times.
didn't he?
Yeah, he's tried
Yeah,
to read, and he's done this a few times. And it's something I'm starting to pick up on. It's not really like a massive fault, but it's just something to keep an eye on. That
yeah.
this has happened. Well, I've noticed it a few times now that he's done it, and again,
Mm.
unbelievable keeper. Really, really happy with him. But that's the only thing that I really noticed today from him. That was a standout thing that I saw from him. Apart from that, he didn't really have to do anything. I don't know. I just thought I would put it out there and see if you guys agree or if you notice the same. But yeah, I didn't really think we had much challenge today, so they were pretty much standard. Just gutted we conceded and lost another clean sheet.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest disappointment for today, is the manner how we lost the clean sheet and in the last minute. Like, Because again, I don't think they troubled us. As I said, there's that one pass where the guy had a kind of a heavy touch because it was a bit behind him, and Ramsdale cleaned it up. But apart from that, it was very comfortable. But we've got another guest in the building. We give him a little drum roll. Man like
What's going
Gunner
on,
King.
guys?
How you keeping, bro? You all right?
I think I've got COVID, but
Oh, no
other
way.
than that, I'm fine. Yeah,
Oh, bless you. You feeling all right with it though, or you got some heavy symptoms, or?
not really heavy symptoms. I just feel like wiped out, like just no.
Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you. So
Yeah,
you watched the game today?
I did.
How'd you give us a rundown? Give us a good 5 minute take. Me and James have touched on a bit of everything. So let me give you the talking points. We got obviously Odegaard to give us a bit on him. Granit Xhaka not taking the armband. Your thoughts on that? Performance in general, and then anything else you saw that we might have missed.
Yeah, I think in the first half we were poor. Like we dominated possession. We were moving the ball okay, but I thought we were moving it too slowly. I thought Odegaard was making some brilliant balls into the box along the ground, and those ones looked the most dangerous when Lacazette was getting on the end of them. But yeah, I was a bit concerned going into the second half, and I think what I like is ESR again taking responsibility, stepping up, taking his chance well. He was an absolute menace in the second half. I feel like Arteta got in his head, like got in the heads in the changing room. You could definitely see there was a lot more purpose, a lot more drive in the second half, better use of the football. In terms of Xhaka taking the armband, I'm happy he didn't, because I think what he did is he recognised in that moment that it would cause more controversy if he took it than if he declined it. I'm actually not mad at him for doing what he did.
No.
He shouldn't be taking the armband. I think given his history with the armband, and I think today he just wanted it to be about the performance, the win, and not make taking the armband a sideshow. Obviously, there's going to still be a sideshow about him not taking the armband, but I think it's the better outcome. So.
What me and Jane said as well is after today, it's kind of done. Like as a club now, we should now know that armband should never go near Xhaka again, because he's done whatever he's had to do and said, I don't want it no more. So if Laka comes off again, automatically that should just go to Tierney, and it shouldn't be any more conversation about it. Do you know what I mean? So I agree with that 100%. 100%.
Yeah,
What's your thoughts on Odegaard today? Sorry, carry on.
I was happy to see him take the armband as well. Just wanted to give Tierney a quick mention for that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Who is your man of the match today? We've both gone with Odegaard.
I thought Odegaard was exceptional. Just like the pockets of space that he finds, rarely loses possession. Tidy with both his feet. Obviously, more cultured and stronger on his left foot, but was making some good passes with both feet. He just keeps the ball ticking. He just keeps it moving. He's always looking forward. He's always looking to find space in and around the box. He's always looking for Lacazette, to thread balls in. He was unlucky not to get on the score sheet at the end. But yeah, he's getting better and better. Really, he's becoming so important to our team, and I think it's such a great balance that we've got between Martinelli, Odegaard, ESR, and Saka. You can see that they love playing together.
100%. Right, just going to get on to this last comment before we wrap up for today. What about the pen shouts? How many were typical refs against us? Haven't seen the game yet to comment on. So there was a couple of like fouls. I won't even say fouls, like little nudges and little hustle and bustle. It was very compact penalty area. None of them for me were penalties. I think there's one on White, maybe two on Lacazette. None of them to me were a penalty. However, I think the two which made me think maybe the handball from Cedric's shot, and the Pepe little nibble at Pepe on the edge of the box when he was dribbling. So let's go with the handball one first. What's your thoughts on that, Jason? It blatantly did come off his elbow. He's obviously slid and turned, and it's gone up. He's not looking, so obviously it's not intentional, but his arm's not in a natural position. Do you feel that should have been given? or maybe a longer look at, let the referee go and have a look at it, rather than just straight no Ben?
Out of all of the chances, that was probably the one that you could have said it could have been given. I don't think it was. I don't think any of the decisions were penalties today. I don't think the Pepe one was either. There's like barely any contact, if contact at all. Like he's going down before the challenge is made. Like you just see the momentum of his body. So I don't know. Contrary to a lot of referees that we've had, I thought the ref did okay today. There wasn't really anything that was just like thrown against us that shouldn't have been given. I thought he did okay. He let the game go, and he was one of the better referees we've had in a while. He's not maybe he's not great, and maybe that says the standard of the league, but he wasn't the worst one we've had recently. So I thought definitely he made the right decisions.
Yeah, what you Gunner King? The handball and the Pepe, anything different from you, or are you on the same side as James where they're not penalties?
I think the handball one, you can see, it did hit his hand, and it did obviously stop the ball going in. I think like a natural position when you slide tackle is to raise your arm. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think when you're sliding along the ground, the momentum's carrying your body, your arms can kind of flail a bit. So I think,
anyway,
I think the ref gave him the benefit of the doubt based on that. It didn't look intentional. And I know it's not underpinned by intent anymore, but I just think common sense to me would just be like, well,
it prevailed,
like, but the Pepe one looked a bit suspect. There was one with Laka in the first half, or two even. Like,
was that the one where he kind of tried to nick through the middle? It was just after the Ben White one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was marginal, but I just don't think it's enough for a penalty. Like, I don't know who made contact with the ball. Like, there was like 3 or 4 bodies going for it, weren't there? Like, I think the referee and VAR got everything right today, personally. And the handball, it does hit his arm, and this is why I keep saying, on paper, it's a handball, but referee the game on what's happened. Do you know what I mean? Because in the ideal world, if he's approached it a certain way, do you know what I mean? Then yes, but he slid in, he's turned his back, like he's not intentionally tried to handball it. Do you know what I mean? So for me, that was correct. And I actually think special mention to the ref, because there was a couple of 50-50s. I think even for our second goal, Lacazette's put a challenge on the centre back, which some referees will give that as a foul. He's kind of just leaned onto him as he tried to clear it. He's had mishit the clearance, and we've gone through. And a lot of referees give them things as fouls, and this referee let not a lot go, but he was allowing play to develop. I think, was it Partey or Xhaka put a shoulder barge on somebody? Gabriel, I think it was. He just stepped across, and we see in recent weeks them things get given as fouls, and the referee let. He was very fair on both sides. Saka got tripped a few times and shoulder barged as well, and he let those go. So for me, it was, do you know what I mean? He refereed it how he wanted to ref the game, and everything was very much similar for both teams. And that's all I think you can ask for when you got a referee. It's, if you're going to let them shoulder barges go, let them go for both teams. Do you know what I mean? Or attack and defense, not just penalising the defense all the time, but letting attackers get away with it. So yeah, I think he had a solid game today, the ref. And again, them penalty decisions didn't come back to haunt us. So yeah, sure we won't hear much about it. But yeah, we're going to wrap up there. Anyone got any last comments or anything they want to talk about? Any of the players they want to talk about which we haven't spoke on? And if not, that's lovely.
Discipline looked better today. I think it was only one yellow card, wasn't it?
One, Gabriel.
Right at the death.
Yeah, that was the only one.
I want to see that sort of kept to that sort of number minimum.
Definitely.
For like the next couple of games. Cedric.
We touched on him earlier, but take it away. You go with him.
The second time in a row, he's done all right. He's done all right today, man. I thought he offers a bit more, like in terms of getting balls into the box than Tomiyasu does. But defensively, he's got better. He's looked better defensively in the last couple of games, man. Look, great performance. I've often said that we need to sell him in the summer. I might still feel that way, but listen, I can't really fault him.
I think it's one. I think if we get in a Jed Spence, for instance, then I've got no issue Cedric leaving. But again, if you got a lot of money to do a lot of business, then again, if you can get better, 100%. But if you're thinking, right, we've got to pick certain areas we really need to touch up on, And I think with the squad depth being how small as it is, we definitely obviously need attackers. We need midfielders. Yeah, it might be something that we can wait on in the future. But again, I would be looking at Jed Spence 100% at the moment in time. He does look like a player. But yeah, again, shout out to Cedric. What you can do is when you play, put on a performance like that. Do you know what I mean? And I agree with you when you say he has that bit more attacking purpose, doesn't he? Then Tommy, I see like he looks to overlap a lot more. He's probably a bit more comfortable in the final third areas. So yeah, he had a good game. But I think all the lads, I don't think anyone played. Do you want to run through player ratings quickly? Or you got to bounce anyone?
No, can do.
All right, let's run through player ratings because it'd be interesting. Right, Ramsdale, Gunner King, you go first.
Didn't really have a great deal to do, and I think was probably at fault for the goal. So I'm going to go with 6.5 today.
Yeah, there's a couple of kick passes as well. He kicked into their midfield, but then he hit a couple of wonder ones as well. So yeah, I think that's a good fair score for him. Go Cedric for James.
I'll give him a 7.5. Like nothing came down his side, and when he was on the ball, he defended well and he offered a lot of threats. Like the crosses he was putting in were actually pretty decent. So I'd say a 7.
Yeah, if you put Calvert-Lewin in there in it, James, we're about 4 or 5
if you
goals.
put any tall striker in, we're bagging goals. Just we do have Lacazette, who's like 5'7", so king height, right?
Yeah,
can't buy a goal at the moment. I can't, but at least I got an assist.
Yeah, we take that. We take it. I'll go Ben White. I think he had a good game today. Stepped in front, stepped in well, kept them on the back foot. A couple of nice passes over the top for Saka. Comfortable, so I'll give him a 7. And then Gunner King, you for Gabriel.
I'm going to go with 7.5. I thought, apart from the yellow card, some of the ways in which I saw he, especially in the first half, he was commanding, so commanding. You know, like just muscling people off the ball, shoulder barging them. I thought he was tidy for like 90. Like he was much tidier. You could see a concerted effort to give away less in terms of fouls and stuff as well. Yeah, I think that was a really mature performance from him. This guy, game on game, he is getting so much better. Like, I think he's emerging as a leader as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
definitely.
I'm giving him a 7.5 today.
Like that. Tierney on the left, James.
I'll give him the same as Cedric. I thought he offered a lot. His running was good today. I liked it. He was overlapping ESR a lot more, and that's what I think you get with ESR compared to Martinelli. Like Smith Rowe likes to drift inside, and it opens up the channel for Tierney. So I liked his dynamism today. So I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, again, it's quite nice to not be so reliant on Tierney this year. Like everyone that's performing so much better. Remember, the season's gone past. It's like if Tierney doesn't produce something, we don't do anything. And he's just had a relatively quiet season for him, but just a consistent. And again, he's not breaking down as much. Is that now he hasn't got to do so much lung bursting runs and cover so much ground? Like, do you know what I mean? He's just ticking along nicely. So yeah, good. Yeah, good. Another good performance from him. I'll take number 34. I'm going to give him a 7.5 today. I think Xhaka was good. I think he was good, man. Actually, I'm going to boost it to an 8 because he done an unselfish thing to take the armband. So I'll give him an 8. I think he was really good.
I think he was good today as well.
Yeah, tidy on the ball. And again, he intercepted so many.
When he plays well, I'll give him his flowers.
Yeah. Actually, we're going to give him an 8. And intercepting everything, kept us on the front foot in the first half. And second half, he stepped up 10 yards higher. And you saw the impact it had as well. He was more threat in the box. Like he was, do you know what I mean? Balls are coming into him. He's holding them up a bit, trying to flick things on and just a bit more presence. And again, at games like that where we're so dominant, I would like to see him breaking into the box more. Just to, even if it's just a run to take a defender out of the way, it does create more space. So, yeah, we give Xhaka at 8. Partey next to him, Gunner King.
I'll give him a 7. I thought he was very good, comfortable in possession, made a few timely tackles. Yeah, I think it was tidy performance from today. I expect more from him because I know I've seen him play at Atletico and I've seen that level that he's hit. I still think he's yet to hit that at Arsenal, but I think today he just did the job. You know, did what was needed.
Performance, I agree. Let's go. You can have Odegaard.
I give him a 9. I thought he played really well. There was some times where there was an overhit pass, but again, I can't complain about that really, considering he dictated everything. Everything came through him. So yeah, really, really solid performance. Just missing that statistic of a goal or assist, but yeah, he did well today.
Yeah, definitely. I'll take my birthday brother, my birthday twin, Mr. ESR goal scorer.
My son of Croydon. You got the son of Croydon, you got the son of Niger, you got the son of Odin, and then you got the son of Samba.
I like it. Son of Croydon. I'll give him an 8 today. I think very good on the ball as usual, like driving past people. Do you know what I mean? Committing defenders. Yeah, he done it all, and then he scored at such a vital time straight after the second half. Or 3 minutes into the second half, that just, do you know what I mean? Because they can get 10 minutes into that second half without conceding. It's just gonna infuse them a bit more, and it makes it harder. Fans start getting a bit nervy. So
you remember what we were saying?
Time, what a great finish it was.
Do you remember what we were saying at the beginning of the season? The one thing that we wanted was for our midfielders to chip in with goals.
Yeah.
They have literally been the reason we are in a top 4 race.
100%.
Our strikers ain't done nothing really to contribute to goals. What? Laka's got like 4.
I think Laka's got 3 in the league, and I think Abba only had like 3 to 5. Yeah.
They've got Smith Rowe's nearly 40 goals between them.
Yeah, Smith Rowe's got 10 of them alone in the league, hasn't he? So yeah, he's done really well this year, man. So yeah, for me, 8, pushing at 8.5. Saka
goal involvements before the end of the season. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, he's got 9 goals in the Prem so far. It's good.
He's got really a good great assists as well.
Yeah.
This kid, these 2 H&M boys, do you know what I mean? There's no ceiling at the moment for me. I can't see a ceiling. They're just flying. And again, we're not even playing the most attractive football. So yeah, when you now get a striker in who's gonna take some of the burden off with goals, but because again, it's the threat of Lacazette's probably not as big as a threat as some other players. So centre backs can be more concerned with Saka and Smith Rowe. So now if you've got a striker out there who's scoring, centre backs think I've got to concentrate on you. That leaves them 2 wing backs isolated with Smith Rowe and Saka, and it's going to be problems for them. So yeah, I think we're in good hands with these 2. But we'll move on to Saka. What's your score for Saka?
Me,
Gunnar. Yeah.
I'm going to give him. I think again, his approach play into the box is getting better. It's improving the way he's taking players on. The cutbacks that I love that he keeps trying to find with either foot from that side on the right, and just the way he took his goal, man. The way he took his goal,
great finish
with aplomb. Yeah,
great finish.
I think did well to stay on side. Just the things like that people don't notice, but the awareness to stay on side.
I was screaming at Partey for passing like 3 touches before, like pass it, pass, give it to him, just give it to him. Yeah. And for him to stay on side, you're right. He had to keep adjusting because Partey wouldn't give the ball.
I think what Partey wanted him to do was to get closer to the goal, and he was trying to commit the defender to come and get him as well, get the ball off him, and the defender kept jockeying, so he just went, I'll give it to him, but took the goal so well. And look, honestly, in fact, I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of it.
I agree with that. Lacazette, now again, didn't score. Had a couple of little sniffs, a little header in that, but again, assist and was heavily involved in the second, and maybe should have got another assist that Odegaard has scored. So score him on that basis. I'm just trying to help James along a little bit here.
I don't know, because you guys are saying he had a good game and he was influential and stuff, and he was, but I also thought he was poor at a lot periods of time in this game. I don't know. Maybe it's me just seeing it. I just feel like
he was.
the way he was, his passing weight, he obviously either underhit or overhit balls. Should have released it a bit earlier. Like, I know when he shot, for example, and it went wide of the post, you had Saka that was way open in space.
Yeah,
it's the wrong decision. But he did have an influence in the Emma Smith Rowe goal, considering he gave them the ball and then Smith Rowe did all the hard work. So I'll give him a 7, but I want to see him be a bit more sharper, because when he's sharp, I'm confident he's going to bag a lot of goals. But I don't think we've seen a sharp Lacazette since, I don't know, that Tottenham game where he blasted it into the top of the net.
Yeah.
Like, that was the best I've seen Lacazette in a long while. So if we can get anything like that, I think we're going to be good. So I give him a 7.
Yeah, fair play. And I think I do agree with you. With terms, was a bit sloppy sometimes, and again, decision making. Again, it's hard when you don't get the ball often. You get that one chance. We expect so much of the striker, but it's them moments that make a big difference. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think 7's a fair score. Move on to the subs quickly. First one on was Pepe. Yeah, Pepe's first sub. What are you scoring Pepe, Gunnar? I'm not even going to score him. I'll let you go.
Yeah, I don't really think. I mean, he did have some moments. You know, obviously, the penalty could have potentially had few interceptions. You know, a few. Yeah, but I don't really think enough to score him. Personally.
All right, we give him a 6. I don't think anyone's below average. We give him a 6. And Nketiah, very late substitution. Busy, looked sharp. Tracked down a few bits. Went to the corner flag once. But again, didn't really have time to do anything. So yeah, we give him a standard 6. Arteta, what he's scoring the boss today. And let me try and find a couple of stats quickly, just to, because I think sometimes, like, you look at it, you think it's only a 2-1 win. Has he not done well with the team selection? But sometimes that's down to individuals. If they have maybe made the right choice, pass, or a bit more clinical, do you know what I mean? We might have come out there with 4 goals. So I think we've had 26 shots, 70% possession, just under 70% possession over the 90 minutes. Like, as a setup, that's dominant, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah,
what would you
so. Give me a score for Arteta. Yeah. Sorry, I'll take both your scores. For 14 corners as well.
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, I think he was good. Like, again, this is what it's like a common occurrence, and I feel like we've had this discussion a lot, where we're like, okay, we're playing good. Well, if you want to call it good football or not, we're playing controlling football. We're dominating a lot of the sides we play. We're just lacking that edge, that final. Someone's going to put it in the back of the net. It's ESR and Saka at the moment, but I just feel like we're 2 goal scorers away from this whole thing clicking. So I think he was good today. He made the right decisions, and we got the results. So I'll give him an 8.
Yeah. What about you, Gunnar?
Yeah, I echo everything that James said. Yeah, I'm going to go over 8 as well. Great to see him give Pepe minutes, kind of give him a knowledge branch to get back in the team. We're going to need every player available in our squad. So that was a smart decision, you know, just to kind of bring him on, take ESR off, give him a rest. And yeah, just the more he's sticking with as close to his preferred back 5 as possible, you know, the better we're looking for it. I mean, I know we didn't quite get the clean sheet today. But yeah, I just think his selections overall are getting better. And he's being more consistent than he was last season, where he was chopping and changing a lot. And I think he's benefiting from that now.
Yeah.
Quite a lot. So yeah, I'd give him an 8.
And I think some of that comes down to having the tools at your disposal. Like, we saw a lot of change in the right back position last year between Cedric, Chambers, and Bellerin, and that's because he wasn't happy with either of them. Whereas now you can see he's happy with Tomiyasu. Obviously, he's injured, so Cedric's in, but I think that makes a difference. We're seeing somewhat the 11 he wants, isn't it? And yeah, we're definitely playing better for it. So yeah, I would agree with you. I think you lot are both right in your scores for Arteta. And on that note, we're going to call it a day. But appreciate everyone for tuning in. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing. Even if you comment after the stream, some of us have no life, so we'll be in there talking to you if you get some good comments in there. So James and Gunnar King, appreciate you lot jumping in. Wolves on Thursday, so hopefully the boys can continue this and we keep pushing for that top 4 spot, but it's one game.
Remember the 5 games from when we played. We've taken 6 of the 13 points I said that we need to get from our next 5.
So we're on course. This boys keep doing it again. Go and win this one. I think this is again another big test. Wolves are going to be chomping to get us, but let's turn up to the Emirates in our numbers. Let's make some noise, and let's just believe in it. And that's what we can do, one game at a time. So, on that note, guys, love you all. Leave you. Thanks again. Peace out.